That woman that ICE murdered today was a lesbian. Renee Good was a lesbian. And the reason that this matters is because, number one, her wife was in the car with her when it happened. Um, Number two, shortly after, her wife gave a distraught interview to a reporter in which she mentioned, we have a 6-year-old who's in school right now. Like, I have to go pick our 6-year-old up from school. After this, the child's grandfather gave an interview to the news. This would either have been Renee's father or the father of that child's biological father. It's unclear from the context clues. That child's grandfather gave an interview to the news in which he said, I'm going to have to fly to Minneapolis to pick up my grandchild who has nobody left. There's nobody left for them. That child's other mother is still there. She's still there. That child was in a stable, loving, married, two-parent home, and the second parent is still there. That child's grandfather is now clearly intent on trying to rip this child away from their remaining mother after they lost their other mother today. This is why it matters that Renee Good was a lesbian. Because if she hadn't been, this situation would not be happening.
This is so funny, but this is how we got to look at it. This is why you shouldn't be having lesbian couples. Y'all don't want to hear that. If that Renee Good had her husband, he would have been like, we not doing this because he's thinking with logic. You had two women that are together, both thinking with emotion and not thinking with logic. If Renee Good would have had a husband, think about it. I know y'all going to be mad about what I say, but if she had a husband at home, her husband would have been like, don't you go out there and be doing stupid stuff. See, y'all don't want to have that conversation. See, y'all trying to make this a homosexual thing. Oh, it's because she's lesbian. We need to care for her more. No, she should have been married to a man because a man would have told her this. Think with your brain. Be logical. You're not doing that. A real man would not let his wife be going out there protesting. A real husband is not going to be like, go out there and do that. She had a woman in the car with her that was her partner, and they weren't thinking about their kids. The husband would have been like, we got a kid at home. What we doing out here? We could possibly get killed. But y'all don't want to have that conversation. This is what happens when you have two people together that are emotional. That's why you can't have a feminine man. And this is why you probably shouldn't be with a woman as well. Because thinking with emotion got Renee Good shot. Her wife got out the car. Imagine if the wife was in the car too during the shooting. But y'all don't want to have this conversation. Y'all want to have this lesbian conversation. Oh, well, we got to really care about her because she's a lesbian. What I would say is, what if she had a husband that has some common sense? Y'all don't want to have that conversation. Y'all might get mad at me. I might get canceled, but I don't care. Because we have to start thinking, and you see what happens when you have two people that think with emotion. You have two people that's not using this right here. That goes for even having a feminine man, having that feminine gay best friend. That's a man that want to do everything like girls. You thinking with emotion, but if you have a real man and you married to a husband, he gonna tell you, keep your ass at home, stay home and take care of these kids, or go to work because I'm going to work. That woman lost her life and that child lost a mother because of somebody's stupidity and because they were running off of emotions. Let's be real, man. Who has the highest amount of divorces? Gay men, lesbian women, or heterosexual couples? Lesbian women. I'm not making this a thing about lesbian women, but this is what shows you when you have two women that are moving off of emotion. One of them died. There was nobody that had common sense that's thinking logically. Men think with logic. You know what? This ain't a good idea. Keep your ass at home. Oh, I'm about to go protest. Protest what? You about to protest and sit down with your child and protest in front of the TV? Why would you go out there? You can get shot and killed. This is what happens when you have two women together. But y'all gonna get mad at me about this conversation. Y'all gonna get mad. I know I'm gonna get the crazy comments, but think about it. Two people had emotions. Look at the video. The wife get out the car. If the wife was in the car too, they both would have got shot. Nobody was thinking with emotion, but that's what happens when you have women. Women think with emotion. You guys are naturally built like that. This is not a sexist thing. So you have two people thinking with emotion. Nobody's thinking with logic. That's what happened. But we want to care for her now because she's a lesbian. No, we should care for that child But that child lost a parent because of stupidity and emotion. Straight like that.
This is the exact situation that I, by the way, have been talking about for the past 2 years, telling people if Donald Trump is elected, I am going to lose my rights. They say, what rights? What rights are you talking about? What rights have you lost? What rights are in danger of yours? The right not to have your child taken when your spouse is murdered by the government. Do not let this part of the story get swept under the rug. Okay? That's what they want. Don't let it get swept under the rug. This is an additional atrocity happening after, again, the murder of a United States citizen by the United States government. And now they're going to try to take her child. Do not let this part of the story die. Talk about it. Be loud about it. It matters. It matters that Renee Good was a lesbian. It matters that her child's grandfather is now trying to take that child away.
He should take the child away because the mom that is alive now, she was there too doing stupid stuff. She doesn't have good decision making. We'll keep this conversation alive, but I believe the grandfather should have the son because you have a woman there that's doing the same stupid stuff. They weren't thinking about the kid based off their actions. It's so funny now when we have this white liberal women trying to create issues to get some type of flow going, to try to get some type of support. You're trying to make this a race thing. You're trying to make this a lesbian thing. It's because you want the lesbian, gay, trans community to jump in and help you guys. You want the black people to jump in. You want the minorities to be a part of your mission. But the thing is, though, everybody's looking at you guys like you guys are dumb. That's what's happening. The white liberal women that are doing these crazy things want help from different communities, but the other communities are saying we're not helping. She didn't go, look, it's not like that the government came into the neighborhoods letting off on everybody. She did something stupid and she tried to run over an officer and she got shot because of it. That's her fault. That's not a lesbian issue. That's not a black man issue. That's not a black issue. That's not a minority issue. That's her fault. This is a single incident where we all look at it and say, well, if she was at home and had some common sense, maybe if she was married to a man that told her like, hey, let's think logically here, she would be alive today with that kid. But she was not alone. She left with her lesbian wife, and they both thinking with emotion, both screaming, both high off the emotion. And then what happens? One of them's dead. They didn't think about the child when they hopped in that car. They didn't think about the child when they were barricading the roads so the ICE agents couldn't go through. So why should we get that child and keep that child with the mom that's here? No, she was thinking stupid too. That child needs to go to somebody with some common sense. And who is it? The grandfather. And what is he? A man. A man. Give that boy to a man that's going to be responsible and think with this and think about the consequences on my actions. We all know this. When you think with emotions, you're not thinking about all your options. You're not thinking about the consequences. You're just thinking about what's happening now. You're so jacked up. You're not worried about who you affect. That's what happened. So now we're going to make this a lesbian issue? No. This was a stupidity issue. And this is a grandfather that's coming to get that child because the other woman is alive and she was a part of it too. It's not like she was at work working, being respectful. She was there with her. So yes, I believe the grandfather should get the child.
From their home. It matters not only to that family, but it matters, I guarantee you, to people that you know and love, even if you don't know that it matters to them. We look around and we say, this could be us. This could happen to me. So don't let this part get swept under the rug.
I won't. We'll keep talking about this, and I believe that kid should go to the grandfather, to a male that has common sense. It should not be left with that woman that was there, part of it. That woman is not here today. It's because of her stupidity, because of her emotions. She did not care about the kid and care about what she was doing before. She was not thinking about the kid. So that kid should not be with that. Obviously not going to be with her, but shouldn't be with the other girl as well. Point blank period. It should be with the man that has logic. Because what's happening to that boy that's going to be raised by another woman? He ain't going to learn what logic is. He's going to be learning about how to use your decisions based off of emotion. That's going to be the problem. So let's not make this a lesbian issue. Let's not make this a race issue. This is a stupidity issue. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. As always, man, I'm going to keep it up front. I'm looking forward to the comments on this one. Daily show coming soon. Can't wait to start doing that. Go get a Patreon going soon. We're working on that, working on the website. You know, I'm grinding. grinding, grinding. One day I have a big stat that could do all my edits and my website, everything. But right now I'm in the mud. But that's the best way to do it. Appreciate everybody's support, and I'm out.